Your Excellencies, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, can I extend to you, on behalf of the Scottish Human Rights Commission, the warmest of welcomes to this building and to our country. And can I also extend that welcome not only to the delegates, but also the NGOs, the observers, the members of the public showing an interest in this topic, and indeed to those at home watching this as it's being broadcast. So welcome all to the beginning of this quite historic conference that we're privileged to host in Scotland. I would also like to personally thank, on behalf of the Commission, the support of the presiding officer, not just in facilitating the hosting of this conference over the weekend, but over the last 2 years since the Commission was created. The presiding officer, the parliamentary corporate body, and the Parliament itself has been very supportive of our creation. I also would like to thank, on behalf of the Commission and also personally, Lord Wallace, the Advocate General from the UK Government, not only to be here representing the UK Government, but also acknowledging the personal role that Lord Wallace has played over a number of years in ensuring that the Scottish Human Rights Commission was created, and indeed being responsible for the legislation that came through this very building. Not as easy as you might have thought to establish the Human Rights Commission. So it's very, very fitting that it's Lord Wallace who's here representing the UK Government. I'd also like to thank the Justice Secretary, and through the Justice Secretary, the Scottish Government for its support in enabling the Commission to seek the honour of hosting this conference, and also to continue with that support in a very practical way throughout the next few days, and not least including the gala dinner to which the Justice Secretary referred. Very appreciative of all the efforts that have been made by those who have travelled very far, and particularly proud that we have such key actors in the field of business and human rights with us today. The High Commissioner, Navi Pillay, is here on her first official visit to Scotland, and it's a huge honour that it's on this kind of occasion that we have been able to greet her and to hear from her shortly this morning. John Ruggie doesn't have a quiet life, and the fact that he has come to be with us this morning too is a tribute to the importance of his mandate, the energy that he has displayed in promoting it, but also a recognition, I think, of the potential that he and his colleagues see in national human rights institutions taking up this issue on a bigger scale and consistently throughout the world. And of course, the occasion would not be complete were it not for our long-standing friend and close neighbour, Mary Robinson. Mary is known to all of you. I think there's hardly been an occasion in the life of the Scottish Human Rights Commission where Mary hasn't gone out of her way to either physically come or send video messages or in some way lend her support and her challenge, as ever, for the Commission to raise its head and aspire to do bigger and better things. Mary has literally flown overnight and has just arrived to be with us this morning, and as ever, the occasion is now complete with her presence among us. I just want to say a couple of things by way of introduction. The Scottish Human Rights Commission is a very small commission, and it's a very new commission. And the Scottish Parliament is a very new, young Parliament, and Scotland is a small country. It's a big deal that this takes place in this chamber and in this country. But I hope in the next few days that you spend time with us, that you will learn a couple of things about Scotland and about the Commission, that we may be small in size, but we have some big things about us too. And one of the big things that we have in Scotland by abundance is big hearts. And we open our hearts to all of you over the next few days and will welcome you with hospitality, which I think you'll take away with very many happy memories of your stay in Scotland. The other big thing about Scotland, at least we like to think it's a big thing about Scotland, and I don't think it is just mythology, is we like big thinking. Historically, we have liked big thinking. Today, when big thinking is required, Scotland does want to accept its share of responsibility to be at the table where that big thinking takes place. And we respect that kind of thinking. And this morning in particular, when we have the likes of Navi Pillay, John and Mary, we have the big thinkers in this field of human rights and business to inspire the rest of us in our deliberations over the next few days. So I would again appeal, we will open our hearts, but also we should open our minds and be receptive to the different perspectives and experiences and challenges and opportunities from all the regions and find a common way forward to advance on the path of ensuring that business and human rights are increasingly effectively addressed by national human rights institutions. I just want to close. We're also a nation of poets, but I'm not going to repeat Rabbie Burns, the Justice Secretary has this morning. The presiding officer did last night, so they've stolen my thunder. But I thought, seeing as we have such a diverse gathering here, that it might be more appropriate just for one line of a poem which I came across a few years ago. It was a book written by Edward Said, the very respected Palestinian personality, called Culture and Resistance. And in it, he referred to one of his favorite lines of poetry, and it was a poet from the Americas, Aimé Césaire. And it goes just like this, and I think it's a very fitting start to our conference. No race possesses the monopoly of beauty, or of intelligence, or of force, and there is a place for all at the rendezvous of victory. Thank you very much, and enjoy the conference.